did the halfling stop dating his Warforged girlfriend?
She was too high maintenance.
That makes sense.
That was a stretch.
I guess
It's not great. It's not great material.
You know what?
Logical.
I think maybe some time should be expended earlier than maybe 60 seconds before we start on finding a good pun. I don't know, but there's a charm to it, though. There's the charm.
I like the effort he puts in. I like that he's just like, I gotta do this no matter what now, and then he's in it.
What does an ogre consider an armored knight? This one's a little better.
It was an ogre considered an armored knight.
Tend the beef.
No, I hate that one. I like the other one better,
I didn't
honestly.
like either of them.
Oh for 2.
Normally, I love them.
This is not great work, I have to say.
All right. Next
That
time.
probably only works if you're playing like first or second edition.
I
or
will be
something
better
like that.
prepared.
And you're that old.
I think they just went over my head. I didn't.
They weren't great.
Anywho, welcome back to the table, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. It is September the 15th, a.k.a. Tarsak the... Oh, I thought she was
25th.
The 25th of Tarsak in-game. Yeah, thank you all for being here. We are going to go through just a couple of quick announcements before we get started this evening. And when I say a couple, I mean I think we just really have just one announcement. And I think, Jamie, why don't you tell us about what's going on? What we got happening?
What?
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and I hope you all have a great weekend.
Please, if you don't mind. Next Friday begins a new epic tale, a new journey of heroes, a new group of misfits that don't know what's in store for them, for we are going into Vendelver and below, beneath the shattered obelisk. There will be adventure, there will be probably too many shenanigans. I don't like the shenanigans. There will be heroics. It will be amazing. You don't want to miss it. It'll be live next Friday.
Is this your group of compadres down here in the photo? This way?
No.
I clicked that like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, so these are not the group down this way.
This is not us.
Those are just some gabos. Some gabos hanging out.
We got some interesting characters.
Yeah, they do. Do you want to keep that secret till go time?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Y'all see. You got to tune in to see. Otherwise, you don't get to know. You got to tune in.
Next Friday,
The
7:30.
hook.
What was it? From not Tropic Thunder, Flint, Michigan Tropic from Semi Pro. Next Friday, Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. We're not in Michigan.
Will you fight bears though? Wrestle bears.
There's probably bears in mine. Maybe. You have a chance.
I think we're gonna be in the woods for a little bit.
There's some woods. Bears in woods.
I get done with the woods real quick.
Squirrels. Birds.
Bear shit in the woods.
That's what I heard. All right. Anyways, let's get started. We had kind of an early finish to last session because we didn't want to end up going way too late. But I would like for somebody to try to win a prize of inspiration for giving a good recap.
I'll try one prize. Pure memory, baby. Minus 3 lines I wrote down. Let's go.
Yeah, 99% pure.
Strong start.
So, last time, I don't know precisely where we began.
We're off to a real bad start.
But I do know we had decided to split off. We had arrived back at the docks, and we brought some goods with us, a lot of wine that didn't belong to us. We were pretty back and forth on whether or not that's ours, or we turned it in, or the brandy. I was brandy. In the end, we decided to split off into 2 groups. Red and myself decided to go to pay a visit to the council and brief them on what's up. Gugal and Aylin decided to take care of the goods, secure them over to, I think, her house, which should have been a tip-off that we're trying to keep it, but I didn't pick it up. So we went and talked to, our group specifically, went and spoke with Anders, who was happening to have a meeting with a whole bunch of other council people at the time. And it was a little awkward. I wasn't ready for that. I was hoping to get Anders in a one-on-one, but we briefed them on what's going on, told them what we found, got guffawed at when we brought up undead. A couple people believed us, a couple people didn't. Regardless, I think we made a pretty good case. Some lady was on our side there. I forget her name. But she believed us. And then that other prick that I don't like, he didn't believe us, of course. Ooh, undead, and I'm not even gonna mention his name. So, we left. They did their thing, which I don't know because I wasn't there. And then we all met up over at Aylin's house for tea. It was not good tea. I was told it was good tea. I was reluctant to try the tea.
Great tea.
Apparently that, what was that blonde-haired dude's name? He's some surfer, I don't know, Derek or something.
Derek.
Yeah,
Derek.
he's all about it, and it makes total sense now. Because when Aylin shared this tea with us, it was an experience. It was not a conscious experience either. It was one where your limbs turned into things you didn't want.
Hyper-conscious.
I believe I had forks for fingers, and maybe eyeballs, and all sorts of weird stuff. It's very,
great.
very unpleasant. Woke up the next day, and I think that's all I can remember for now. I think I went to go start fixing a boat. Yeah, Aylin mentioned something about doing something with some pets, or going to pick up an animal of some sort. I had work to do, so I went down to the docks and started working on a boat.
Okay. That was. We were in the lane, and then we were out of the lane for a little bit. But I think at the end we kind of got back where we needed to be. That's good enough for government work. Yeah, I'll give you inspiration.
Government salary. Let's go.
Well done.
I know we went a little bit further with you, Aylin. Would you like to regale us with what happened towards the end of the session there for you?
So I heard from a friend of a friend of someone that if I were looking for potentially buying an animal of sorts, that there was a woman named Mona Gall who I should go and see. She's a noble woman. And then my good friend Red was like, that name, I know that name, because she posted a flyer. So it was something about like, my boy, take my darling boy out and spend the day with them, and a laundry list of like, you need to also do this, this, and this. I wasn't fully anticipating doing all that extra work, so I'm gonna have to go and find my friends to help me carry everything, because this is like a huge, massive dog slash creature. I think it's a dog. It's large.
And in charge.
Doggish.
And so she asked me to take care of her darling boy on his walk. So I've definitely looped it around my wrist multiple times, like we are attached to each other. If anything, he might take my arm off, but I'm committed to this walk.
Okay.
Oh, and also I need to collect, hang on, I have it written down.
Yeah.
A crate, a music box, and a painting.
And I have word for
We will now.
tied
You said
leash poorly. Tied leash poorly. That you may have had a
Huh? A what?
tied leash poorly. I wrote it down last week.
Had
so-
the leash
Hey, Hansel.
poorly.
I think you rolled for
Does it look
or
better?
something like that.
Oh,
Oh, it's that camera. Never mind.
still around that wrist. You gotta snap that wrist off.
I think your wrist will be fine. You're the strongest one out of all of us.
You are the strongest one out of all of us.
But
You good?
Think so.
I mean, you look handsome.
But don't take that as
Maybe
jump
it's your
on me
screen.
later.
Oh no, but maybe.
so I have to go get those things while I'm out.
Which things?
Great.
The
Crate,
you
music
get
box, and a painting.
So yes, that brings us up to speed. So where we left off is precisely that. Lady Mona Tugal was briefing you on everything she needed done because she was so busy trying to plan for some sort of event, some sort of party or something that these noble people are throwing. Yeah. Very foppish. As she is kind of explaining all of this to you, she hands over the leash to you, and it's this fine, very fancy silk leash, or feels like silk. Seems pretty strong, and when she hands it over to you, you can see Nicholas look over at you. And he seems a little unsure. He doesn't know you. And he seems a little hesitant to, come towards you.
Nicholas! I'm like, come on, Nicholas.
Okay.
Come here, boy.
That's pretty good.
No, that's
Quadruple
good.
advantage.
Give me an animal handling check.
Roll for
Probably
friendship.
not good.
But you can roll with advantage. That was a good
It's either 14
It's like you've had a
or
lot of
19.
real
19.
life practice.
Okay. After a moment of kind of sizing you up, it seems like this gigantic dog sort of creeps towards you a little bit, very sheepishly, and just kind of moves his nose up. And this thing standing on all four, its head probably comes, probably almost
That's a
midway up your
big- that's like a
chest.
horse.
It's a gigantic
Big old
dog.
dog.
Wow.
And it sort of puts its snout forward towards you, and then you just get a bow, 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 bow.
Gross.
Him's a good boy. Him's a good boy.
And you hear Lady Mona say, "Oh, it seems like you're just going to do famously. I listen. I can't thank you enough. You will be well compensated, assuming you bring my darling boy back to me safe, and along with all of the other errands that I've tasked you with. Here is all of the paperwork. You'll need to pick up all of those items for me."
Oh yeah, DoorDash.
And she hands you three essentially like invoices saying where the item is to be picked up. This painting is to be picked up at Melton's Fine Frames. The bottles of wine and whiskey is at a place, shop called Alexander's. And the music box is supposed to be picked up at JJ and Sons. All of which are indicated to be shops that are set up in the weekly market, which you are familiar with. Do you have anything else I can do? I'm very busy.
Does he get nervous in large crowds or anything that I need to be aware of when I'm walking him?
He seems to be pretty good most of the time for me. But again, just for no reason, under any circumstances, let go of the leash.
Oh, okay, well.
For no reason.
Why would I let go?
You're going to do so great. Kind of mushes your face thank you so much. I've got so much to do. Peter! And she turns around, and you can immediately just hear her yelling commands at people kind of walking around and things like that. And you're now just kind of standing in the foyer of this noble house with a gigantic dog on a leash and papers in your hands. And the dog, Nicholas, just seems to be sitting there looking up at you just...
A good boy. Well, again, I'm just gonna really make sure this leash is on. Double checking and it's good. I give it a little pull, make sure I'm not being set up for failure here.
Seems pretty good. You're not necessarily an expert in tying knots per se, but it's not unraveling when you're tugging on it.
I'd do a wrap around the wrist like
Okay.
I do with our dogs,
Okay.
IRL.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm secured.
Right.
Lady and Obi are not getting away from me. I mean Nicholas.
Okay. And you're turning around and heading out the front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Nicholas.
He trots along with you. And when you get out the door, you feel him just kind of tug, and he is more walking you than you walking him. The camera will now kind of Sigor.
Who?
Sigor.
Yeah.
My games are getting so mixed up now. God.
He's in a dungeon somewhere in the jungle.
Colt.
That was useless.
Where do we find Colt at this moment?
If this is...
This would be kind of late morning, the day after y'all made it back from the mansion.
Okay. After the trip, and then I went home in the morning.
Correct.
Okay. I will be leaving my house, having just eaten and done a few adjustments on my equipment. I'm now wearing a backpack, and my armor is no longer, that type of thing. It's a more solid piece, except for a triangle cutout, just right in the middle that's covered right now with steel. I am heading towards the docks, feeling pretty chipper, actually. Ready to go fix up this vessel we've acquired. And just walking through the streets and not paying anyone mind, except pleasantries like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Oh, yeah, it's a fine day. And just keep on going to the docks.
Howdy. So you're headed down to the ship the boat that y'all rode back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't take you more than probably 15 minutes to make your way from your part of town to the docks, at which point you see everything as usual is just hustle and bustle. People are moving about, ships being unloaded, other ships being loaded, the sounds of people hollering at each other, yelling. There's an occasional kind of shoving match that happens off to the side, people squabbling, drunk people already. It's a normal day in Saltmarsh. You find yourself down at the smaller area of the docks where your boat was tied up, and there it still is.
Okay. I stop at the boat and I just go, taking a deep breath as I look over and just see like two sailors just fist fighting. And I look back to the boat, and again, my mood is it's actually lifted more seeing the boat in a state of disrepair and saying, all right, some hard work, finally. Time to get comfy.
And go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
All right. I investigate with a 15.
Okay. Checking the boat from kind of top to bottom, it's definitely worse for wear. There's a couple pieces of damage on it that you noticed this time that you didn't necessarily notice the first time, and you feel kind of this sense of a little bit of luck that the boat made it here to begin with, especially as weighed down as it was with everything. The boat has taken on a small amount of water that looks to have come in from the main area that was damaged from before. So the boat's sitting a little lopsided in the water, but it's not that, doesn't seem to be that bad.
Honestly, the more jank it looks, the more excited I get. my main personality trait is I'm not afraid of hard work. In fact, I prefer it.
Okay.
So I just seeing all that needs to be done, I'm like, I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to close that. I'll start writing down a couple parts I'm going to need.
Okay. All right. We're going to pan camera over to Redimir.
Cool.
Where would we find Mr. Redimir?
I'm at Starbucks reading through the books. Probably, I guess the snapping line would probably be the most chill.
Okay. So you're sitting there like...
Just going through all the books that we collected, see what kind of psychedelic math we can do, and we can do other kind of drugs. And I'm really just looking for magical insight, something to gain out of these books.
And which books do you have there?
I've got the... I know I've got two of them. I'll just say I took everything. Are you going through yours that you have?
What?
Your books?
No.
No. I took them all. Took everybody.
All the books.
Not my smut book, though. That was not offered.
Yeah. I'm at like 8th grade. Like I walked over there with all the books like this, just like walking around. But yeah, just going through them. Anything I can pull out of there. If not, they're sold.
Sitting
They're gone.
inside, sitting outside.
What's the weather like?
It's pretty nice. It's
It's nice.
Yeah.
Like outside?
Yeah.
No, I'm outside.
Okay. All right.
It's beautiful outside right now.
And you do find yourself able to immerse yourself a bit in the literature that's in front of you, regardless of kind of the antics going on around you, which are very similar to what Colt experienced. They're shopkeepers kind of yelling at each other, yelling at customers, customers yelling at shopkeepers, people laughing. The occasional, again, shoving match, obscenity thrown from one person to another. But with as much time as you've spent on the water and as much time as you've now spent in Saltmarsh, it's just normal. It's like being a person living in New York who was from New York, right? Like everything else is very tame.
We get it. We
Yeah.
get it. We're those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quiet right now. I don't hear anything.
And so what were the books you were saying again?
I took them all. So I know one was the psychedelic math floating orbit book. Yeah, I took every one except for the smut book. I know we've got them written down in my notes.
I had
Not the Lusty or Good
theory
Name.
of something mathematics in there.
There's a spell book that I had that was given.
Oh, I think we gave that back, didn't
Yeah, we
Sandblade?
gave it back
Just
to
give it back?
Sandblade.
We should
Because
have.
I know we found
What about
ancient
the
furniture in
treaties
3 books.
For people if they.
Yeah, I read that. I got that.
The only two
Yeah,
that I had
Trees of
marked
Fey.
was a mysterious book with the skull on the spine with kind of the little symbol, and a Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone book on transmutation.
Probably leave that skull book not in public. Don't want that one out.
It is buried in the bag of holding
Yes.
currently.
Yeah, I'll take the other non-scary books. Yeah, Trees of Fey, and then the math book, and then the that one. I'm really just looking for magic.
Okay.
Yes, this
And
is beautiful.
and what are you drinking?
Man, they're probably just like whatever beer they got. An ale.
I think if you're at the snapping line, they would have their.
What seasonals do we have?
That would be. Let me make sure I'm not incorrect here. Yeah,
gutter
that would
beer?
be the claw wine.
I remember.
Oh, weird one.
The weird one.
It's
From
it's a
the crab or
spirit
something.
made from lobster meat, made with real lobster.
So you know it's good.
on it. It's great.
But yeah, it's made from lobster meat and potatoes.
Is there any whiskey or
Yeah.
spirits?
Yeah.
Or I'll just have a
You want some rum?
Yeah, we got some rum.
Okay.
Take some Canadian whiskey if you have it.
Why is all the rum gone?
Yeah, just have some rum on the rocks.
Some morning rum. True sailor.
Yo ho, yo ho.
All right, camera now pans over to Kugal. Where do we find you, sir?
I am just hanging out in my little booth at the market,
Okay.
next to my friend UE, who we're like our chairs right next to each other. Our little, merchant tables right there. I just kind of like hawk just nonsense, trinkets that I picked up, friendship bracelets with like little shells and stuff on them.
Sounds great.
I pick up string every once in a while and dye it, and just kind of absentmindedly like weave it into like just a string, and I just cut chunks off of it and hang it.
Okay.
So we're just kind of gossiping about what's been going on in the market since while I was out of town.
Oh. So Evelyn, or as she's more commonly known as Uneven Evelyn. And would you like to elaborate as to why she's uneven?
She has had a hard life. And all of her attacks seem to come from the left, so she does kind of have this tilt to her. She's had a mild stroke in the past, and
Duh.
Jeez.
okay, let me back that up. She's a wonderful woman, and she takes everything in stride. No, she's a staple of the social circle of the merchant
The market area.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she keeps her finger on the pulse of everything that goes on around there.
Okay.
Well, that-
So,
But she took me under her wing when I first got to town and was kind of starting out.
Tell me all about your adventure.
And I do.
anything in particular?
Not in too deep a detail, just the important stuff about how I was very excited for us having gone on our first kind of adventure with a group, and just the rough portion, getting into the fight
Yeah.
with either the pirates and or the alchemist, and that we made it out with only a few scratches and returned some merchandise that Mr. Primewater was after.
Well, it seems like you're going to find a life much bigger than our little shack here, our little setup.
Well, time will tell.
Well, don't forget me when you make it to the top.
Absolutely.
Aelin, you are being walked by this dog. I need you to make another animal handling check for me, please.
8.
Okay. Okay. You feel Nicholas really give a good tug, and it kind of jerks you forward, but you manage to stay on your feet. And you are definitely catching glances from people walking by, ranging anywhere from just indifference to I don't want to be anywhere near that thing to my day is better now because I saw it. Right?
Mine too.
That being said, as this thing is just ripping you forward, Red, make a perception check for me, please.
We got it. First roll of the night. Second roll of the night. Third roll of the night. First one for me. Non-nat 20. No, perception. 14. Sorry.
Okay.
14.
You are pretty deep into like chapter 8 of whatever book that you have decided to crack open this morning. And through all of the commotion going on through the streets, one thing catches your eye, and then it's all you can focus on, because just across the street from you, you see Aelin being pulled quite vigorously by this probably 120-pound dog. And currently, it has found a probably 2 to 3 inch deep puddle that it is now running in circles in, while Aelin is trying to A, maintain her balance, but B, not become completely covered in mud water. The dog, however, is already thoroughly drenched, and you can just kind of seeing this chaos play out across the street.
All right, I'm ready to chug my drinks. I'm ready to roll if I need to.
Okay.
Down it.
Aelin, what would you like to do as this is happening?
If the dog were going into a huge, is it puddles everywhere?
There are multiple. This seems to be like
Inevitable.
the big one though. that
Well,
it
I would have
found.
pulled him away because I can pull / push / drag / 480 pounds.
Okay. So leaning against something.
Is that a car?
Yeah, like leaning against something solid and pushing that and being able to put your weight into it, or pulling something in the same fashion is very much different than having something that is moving violently in different directions attached by a cord, essentially. So it's not, you're able to maintain it much better. The sheer fact that you weren't pulled face first into the puddle is a victory in and of itself.
Okay. Come on.
It's
Let's
just
go, Nicholas.
dogging around. Make one more animal handling check for me.
22.
Okay.
Wow.
You finally, it seems like you say his name with the right timbre, just like a Nicholas, and it just you like a Scooby-Doo, just like face looks back up at you and kind of wiggles a little bit, and then settles back in and just tongue hanging out to the side, and seems like he's listening to you right now.
Wet dog.
Come on. Let's go. Chop, chop.
Kind of takes off. You remain staying there.
So while that's happening, I'll just down whatever I got left and throw gold at the thing and
Okay.
take off. Be like, hey. Not like, hey, with the
Oh, Red, thank goodness you're here. I really need your
It's more
help.
Jurassic Park for sure.
Aelin, Redimir, Aelin, yes. What is this? You
So
said
this-
you were getting a bird.
Well, I've been asked. There was just a lady who needed help, Mona.
Yes.
And so she just asked me to walk Nicholas here. He's just the best, goodest boy in the world.
Who's Mona?
You know, Mona Dugal, the noble woman. You'll meet her when we go back. Please note that I said we, because I need your help.
Yes, you do.
So I need to collect a couple of things while we're out. We need to go to the market, and I think that Kugal should be working. And we can
Yes.
try and see if we can steal him for a minute also. We need to collect a painting, a crate with booze, and a music box.
Well, that's a very random assortment of items. And
She's
then
having
what's
a
the
party.
dog have to do with this?
Oh, Nicholas just needed a walk. He needs some exercise. And then I
And she
because he's
expect-
so big, I'm like, isn't that right, boy? And I give him some
And she
scritches.
expected you to get all of this and the dog?
she's gonna pay, yeah.
How much?
She didn't give it an exact number, but based off of what I know of her, I'm hoping it's substantial. If not, then hey, we were the goodest, bestest boy. And again, I'm like, the bestest boy in the world.
It flops back over in the puddle and is laying down, and you're.
I'm
Yes.
giving those belly rubs now. I'm just accepting this as a fact.
Yes, quite. All right. Well, where should we go next?
Well,
Have
it's
you gotten-
I haven't gotten any of the stuff yet. We need to go
Yes,
to.
and I'm not from here, so I don't know
Oh, okay.
where things are, but I do have hands.
Let's go to the market first, I guess, and we can see if Kugal can help us, and then we can go and get the stuff.
Yes. Let me go grab these books, and I'll
Okay.
be back.
Okay, great.
Because at first you were like, woo, 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 and then now you're okay.
It's a day. Well, maybe good and bad all day.
As I walk away, I'm kind of muttering to myself, like, yes, we're heroes of Saltmarsh, and now we're dog walkers
Of Saltmarsh.
of Saltmarsh. Yeah, I'll grab my books and come back.
Okay. Kind of throw everything in a bag and.
We went to the market.
Okay. And you're still in kind of your I belong here clothes, right?
Yeah, I'm in just normal.
Okay. You all make your way through the town further. Again, catching a lot of attention from this gigantic beast in front of you. You make it about to the edge of the market. And I need you to make another animal handling check for me.
19.
Okay, that's good. You feel you're kind of walking, and you're used to Nicholas really tugging you forward, but he's been actually just kind of not walking beside you, definitely zigzagging in front of you, but at least not impeding your walk there. And you are just kind of in the zone. You're talking to Redimir, and all of a sudden you feel the leash get taut, and it brings your attention to turn around, and Nicholas has just stopped and is in a staring match with a mailbox.
That's pretty serious.
Wow.
Better do something
Looks
about that.
like you're tied up for a minute, if you will.
Nicholas, Nicholas.
Something about that mailbox.
Bash the nail box.
He does not like
Hey.
that. And I do not know what to do about this. Do you want me to go get something?
Nicholas.
I can grab one of the listings here in the market, or what?
We were gonna stop and see if Kugal could help us, just because he has a lay of the land pretty well, just like me. And
he's
go
in
and get
here?
the 3. He's in the market.
Okay, bye.
I place myself in front of him. I walk around in front to break the eyesight. I step to the side.
It looks like he's staring at this mailbox as if he's uncovered some sort of mail carrier conspiracy. Like this thing has wronged him somehow. You hear a couple of people actually kind of chuckle and laugh as they're walking by.
Aw.
And as you are trying to goad him to, following you again,
Let's go. Let's go.
you feel him kind of resist and kind of tug back the other way. And when you do, you notice, or when he does, you notice the leash kind of glows a little bit each time he kind of like tugs. And make a perception check for me.
I see nothing. 7.
Yeah, you just kind of see this faint glow about it when he's tugging away from you. But you do manage to convince him to turn around and now follow you. Somebody dropped something.
That's a big damn no.
All right, continuing into the marketplace. Looking around, it's already pretty busy. There's a lot of people coming and going, but you know at least where one of the first of these locations is, and you're not too far from it from where you're standing. You know where to go to get the painting. So you navigate your way through there, and I'm assuming you're following.
I took off.
Oh, you took off. Okay.
He went to go find Kugal.
I was
Yeah, with the
doing
mailbox.
dog mode.
Yes,
so-
I just assumed we were going to be there for a while.
Okay. So as you make your way through towards the frames shop, Red,
looking
you actually find your way toward Kugal fairly easily. You see him there just in kind of a casual conversation with a little bit of an older woman, not elderly necessarily, but a little older, graying, kind of stringy, thinning hair, but definitely has a spryness to her. If nothing else, like just spirit, right?
Very bright eyes.
Yeah. But you see Kugal standing there with her at the.
I'll just come up. Well, hello. Good to
Red,
see
my
you.
friend. Do you know my friend Evelyn?
No, I'm not from here, but it is nice to meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Yes, quite. So remember when Aelin was like, "I'm really into birds" and stuff like that? Yes.
Yes.
So she has found this giant dog, huge dog, and she's collecting
Close,
things.
but so far away.
Collecting things for some old ladies' party thing that I don't know, but she is here. The dog is obsessed with the mailbox right now, and so I was like, all right, well, I'll see you later. And so I'm not sure what your hours of operation is today, but if you would like to help us find these
Whenever
random
I decide
things.
to close for the day.
Yes, yes. What time is it? Let me check my sundial. Is it like lunchtime or like what?
Let's see. It's late.
Have you had your lunch break yet? I mean,
I'd be happy to take one. What do you need? What seems?
well,
to
we need hands. Because she's tied up with this horse dog thing. And she has to get like some painting, some musical thing, and something else for this lady. Something with the dog too. I don't know why.
Chip in. It's kind of quiet today. Nobody's really into like the seashell necklaces right now, so
Right.
I can take a break.
Because I could probably carry one or two of the things, and the other, because her hands are full with the dog, and he was obsessed with this
I
mailbox.
just kind of pat Evelyn, and it's like she can handle
Right.
whatever we got going on.
Yes.
So I can take off for this.
Oh, you don't worry about me. I'll take care of everything just fine.
Well, it was, well met. So it was
Oh,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Everything. Anyways, we should be going to help Aelin with Nicholas. I think was his name.
Nicholas, the giant dog.
The horse
Place
dog.
of-
Yes, they were this way.
Place of the
And I do the
bird.
Disney point. Like, they went this way. Where are you?
You know where the frame stand would be, so you're able to navigate.
Is Red taking over the invoices and we know where we're going at all?
I think you still have
I
it.
still have them.
Okay.
Yes, I was just coming to get you, I say randomly,
So,
to meet up with Aelin because the dog's obsessed with the mailbox and was not moving. And I didn't want to sit there bored.
so will we join?
Oh,
I would've
yeah,
went-
yeah.
I would've
we go
Went to
we'll
meet
go-
up with them.
Oh, so you would have
Are
just
we just gonna run into you?
catch it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. So a few
Overhand
a few
the
moments
mailbox.
later, Aelin is pulled by Nicholas over to your direction, and you can see the dog. As difficult as is seemingly being on the leash, it is being very friendly, and it's just kind of like, sniffing, kind of nosing at everybody, and it'll occasionally turn around and look back at Aelin, and then look around, and it'll occasionally kind of try to pull off in another direction, but a
I'm
couple of tugs on
stunned
it.
by this dog. I grab a little red like lapel. Jesus, what is that?
It's the horse. It's Nicholas. It's the horse.
And yeah, so they make their way up to you.
I found this guy.
That's a rather different animal than.
This is just a favor. This is the favor.
It's not coming home.
No.
No,
I wish.
it's not.
I wish, but no.
You wish.
You don't?
Where would it lead?
On the couch. It would be its bed.
Oh, you don't want to take this adventuring, right?
I
Could
mean,
you
maybe.
imagine Nicholas in the house?
It's like Clifford the big red dog.
Right. Could well, I don't know. Maybe to intimidate everybody.
Right, exactly.
Have we heard Nicholas bark like ferociously?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
What about the mailbox? Did you destroy it?
But distracted.
Carried the mailbox home with us.
Yeah. It's under
Ripped
your
it out of the
arm.
ground.
While we're having this conversation, I'm leading us to where the painting's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Panning back over to Colt for a bit here. You're making pretty good headway on the boat.
I scared all parts of stuff.
You've got all the parts,
Okay.
and now you have made it back to the boat, and you've kind of got everything laid out in front of you, and you're now just about to start on the first set of repairs.
All right.
If you would please make for me, let's call it a. Let's just call it an intelligence check for now.
Intelligence check.
Yeah.
Am I using any tools?
Yes.
And fishy bones with tools?
Well, let me ask you this: what tools would you be using?
Carpenter. 'Cause it's wood boat.
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet. Maybe needed it. You said intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
16.
Okay. Seems like you've got all the right stuff. You got all the pieces you need, and you begin crafting away at this thing. Are you trying to restore this thing pretty much to its original form, or are you trying to make any adjustments to it, any changes?
Right now, just to its original form. My thought was I want to get the boat to where it's sea ready without the risk of drowning, and then once it's there, just in case if I have more time, maybe do some extra fun stuff.
Okay. All right. And you begin, prying away old pieces of wood. You are able to, there is a mechanism there that allows you to actually lift the boat out of the water for you to work on it. And so that is kind of happening, and repairs are beginning.
Okay.
The three of you now find yourself standing in front of a stand that looks like it's pretty finely crafted. There's a little sign out in the front of it that says Melton's Fine Frames. And as you're initially walking up to it, it doesn't look like there's anybody there. But once you get a little closer, probably about 10 feet or so away, you actually the crowd kind of shifts in a way where you're able to get a clear view, and there's a very well-dressed gnome standing behind the counter there. Bald head with large circular spectacles on that make his eyes look quite a bit bigger than the average person. And he notices you all walking up and sees the dog as well. And says,
Oh, well, welcome to Melton's Fine Frames. What can I do for you?
Hello, good sir. We are here on behalf of Miss Dugal, and I'm going to hand all of them to you, just in case if I need two hands on the dog later.
Yes. Yes.
We have paperwork to pick up a painting for Miss Dugal.
Oh, Miss Dugal, yes,
This one with the painting on it.
and he
Order,
takes it from you, and
Yes.
you see him kind of hold it out. Look at it. Oh, yes, looks like everything is in order here, and it is ready. One moment, please. And you see him turn around and actually take 2 steps down off of this little kind of riser he was standing on behind the table there, and he disappears back behind the kind of this canopy that's set up in the back. You hear some shuffling around, and a short time later he comes back out with a painting that's about the same size as him. This looks like it is about a 4 foot by 3 foot portrait that is wrapped up in kind of this brown paper with twine around it there. And he takes it and kind of puts it out there, and
Yes.
he undoes the twine and opens it up, and
we just want to make sure everything looks to your satisfaction.
and it is a pretty impressive portrait of Lady Mona with Nicholas
I knew it.
sitting next to her. She's in this nice chair, this kind of leather-backed chair, in some, really, really extravagant study behind her. And Nicholas is sitting perfectly straight, looking directly at essentially at the camera or the painter, right? And just has this stoic, serious look on her face. And Lady Mona looks very stoic and serious as well. And you see that, and then you look over to Nicholas in real life, and he's just and there's slobber coming out of the side of his mouth, and he's still a little bit caked in some dirty water and mud.
It's spot on, wouldn't y'all say?
It's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Stunning.
Oh, thank you very much. Here, let me tie it back up for you.
And he puts it back together.
Payment's already been taken care of with the writ.
And he takes kind of holds it up and says,
You're all good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
And before we leave, inquiring minds, I'm not from here. So how much would this artwork, this masterpiece, cost?
Oh,
For
something
services.
like this. For this size, I would say easily, 400 or 500 gold.
Yes. Interesting. Well, I will consider
It's hand painted. Are you interested?
What about mass producing,
We don't do mass productions
Flyer.
at Melton's Fine Frames. Everything is custom made to order.
do you know someone that could do, mass production, this size of, this, or, a thing you could put on, garments or something, or, a person's face?
Wait a minute.
Just a face.
I don't know of anything here in Saltmarsh, but
You're not
I
there.
imagine you can find something in Waterdeep, maybe.
I was hoping local, but okay. Thank
I
you.
can ask around and see if any of my contacts there know anybody.
You've heard of the hero of Saltmarsh, right? The gentleman who saved the boats and all
No.
that? No. Well, anyways, he's got merchandising standards.
We
I'm
have
just
a hero.
curious, small paintings or like something you could autograph and hand out for money.
No.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your
Well,
time.
I'm not interested in getting in any scams.
Oh, we would pay you real money for your services. The
Oh,
scam would be on us, if anything.
I see.
But it's legitimate. He is the hero of Saltmarsh.
Well, I'll ask around.
Yes.
And feel free to stop by maybe in another week or so, and we can see if I found anything.
Week or so. Yes, good. All right. Well, how heavy is this?
It's-
Can I?
Yeah, you can lift it
Okay,
by
get
yourself.
this.
It's pretty cumbersome with one hand. It's
Right.
it's doable
Yeah.
without much effort with both hands. Intrusive thoughts here.
That's what they say.
It's more bulky
Right.
than heavy.
Do you want to? Do you got? I could do this. I just can't see.
Maybe we could fashion a little rope sling. You can throw it on like a backpack or something.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't want to break it.
Where is Mona's in relation to where we are now? Is it just like a little bit away?
No, you would have to kind of go back across the market and then back. I'm trying to look. Actually, let me pull up my map here.
You know, I could just carry it to the side, like this, just on my side.
Does it have a wire that it hangs from? You can just kind of like hold it.
Well, he put it in the wrapping.
It's right.
Protected, thankfully.
Let's see. The
Gather all the
I say
twine
we've
and
taken a
bring
couple
it.
steps away.
15.
500 gold. 500 gold.
You do an overhead carry, just walk into the market like this.
Just above.
Yeah.
I do the side, like kind of, so I can see where I'm going. This I feel like would just be too much to like swing around.
Until you beam somebody in the side of the head.
Yeah, no, and I
Sorry.
get in a fight in the market over a painting.
Have to whack somebody.
so you wouldn't have to cross the bridge, but it is all the way. So weekly market is at 15 right there in the middle.
Cool.
Yeah, so right there in the middle, and then her house is further up towards the north, up here around between 22, 28, and that kind of general area.
Okay. And where is either Alexander's or JJ and Sons?
It's all right there in the weekly market.
Okay. We go to the go to old Alexander's then,
Okay.
or whichever. If there's one closer, we're gonna go to the closest.
Okay. It's not a far walk over to the next stop, which would be Alexander's.
Okay.
Who's carrying the painting?
I got it.
Are you with them too?
Yes.
And are you just kind of following behind a bit, Kugal? Or are you walking? Okay.
Did he make any money hawking them trinkets and stuff he found? Oh, you
Not
didn't
much. Not much. Evelyn's taking care of the shop.
Oh, okay.
And you come up on another stand. This one is a little bit. It's still nice. It looks like thought was put into putting this stand together, but it looks as though it was almost intentionally like weathered, like made to try and make it feel rustic or something
Like
like
Rip
that.
Jane's or something?
Yeah.
It's cool.
And you approach this stand, and there is a human, just sitting in a chair back behind the counter, and he's got his legs kind of propped up, and he seems to be reading some sort of like paper or something like that. He doesn't seem to notice you.
Hello, good sir.
Oh, hi. Yes. And as he turns around, you see he is what you would consider to be overdressed for what this is, which is essentially a stand that sells wine and whiskey. As he stands up, he's wearing this very nice, like ironed vest buttoned up with a tie down here, suspenders that kind of come up and over, and he has this mustache that kind of comes down and twirls, and he's wearing these very kind of obnoxious looking glasses that you can tell right out of the gate have no lenses in them.
Don't even have to roll.
And you see me just kind of okay.
You see him look over at you and just, what's up?
Yo, we are here on behalf of Mona.
Yes, we have a
Cool.
thing for pickup, an order request.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
I like set the painting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like my favorite stuff that I would have ordered, but I guess like it's okay.
Hipster.
Give me a minute. Let me go get it together for you.
Right.
And he kind of turns
Thanks.
off, and he just seems not bothered, but just he couldn't care less.
Did he seem upset to work
I think so.
at his own stand?
Yeah.
You be saying screw.
You hear some jostling around, and about a couple minutes go by, and you just kind of sound just kind of goes away. And a couple more minutes go by, and you still don't really hear anything.
Is he coming back?
Oh.
Aelin, make an animal handling check for me.
You got it.
Dog.
Natural
Oh,
one.
No.
Oh, dog powers. Here it comes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
There.
All right. So as you're standing here waiting for this jerk off to like come back, you almost find yourself aloof, just kind of getting frustrated as to like what is this person taking? What are they doing? And it's at that moment of being unaware that you feel the leash tug very hard on you, and
I go flying
Nicholas
back.
darts off, and it pulls you to the ground, and you go sliding along the ground, and as you are being pulled, the rest of you just hear a brief like ah! and you see Nicholas not running but like power walking, pulling Aelin behind, and she's like almost twirling on this this leash, and you see it kind of glowing a bit more, and then stopping and glowing. He has picked up the scent of this sausage stand at the end, and he is going right for it.
Okay.
What do you two do?
Like,
I got the painting.
All I hear is the hey.
I got.
Where's she going?
All right.
So you got this.
All right. I'll try to follow.
So you're going.
Just trying to
Aelin,
skip around the people and
and you see there's almost like a path that's been made of people like moving out of the way and then like turning and watching this chaos.
survival check. I can see her drag marks. In the map.
Well, I mean, it's not like moving 60 miles an hour. It's just so powerful. And Aelin, I need you to make let's call it an acrobatics check to see if you can get back up on your feet.
Okay.
Got it.
Computer, turn back on. What the fudge? Don't know what my plussy is.
I can tell you. What happened to your computer?
I don't know. It went black and then it didn't want to come back on. And is it acrobatics?
Mm-hmm.
8.
Okay. you go to kind of spin around using the leash to almost pull yourself up, almost like you're like on a wave board or something, right? But you just can't get your foot right in the into the ground, and you just kind of overcompensate and now go the other way, and you're kind of swinging off, and this dog is just dragging you along, and it gets go ahead.
I want to make my voice louder than normal with my thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And do my best impersonation of Lady Mona. Nicholas! Stop!
Make a performance check with advantage.
18.
You hear him kind of whimper almost a little bit, and kind of stop and look around, and then looks back at you.
I'm standing up. I take my moment of. I take that opportunity real fast.
And he seems to be looking at you and not moving anymore. And you see him occasionally, his eyes kind of look back over towards the sausage stand.
Do I know if a dog can have a sausage and be fine?
You wouldn't know.
Nicholas, how do I know if that's not going to upset your tum-tum? That's a silly boy. That scritch his ears real good. Our dogs like their ears scratched. I scratch them real good. Nicholas, no upset tum-tums. We're having a party. Can't have upset tum-tum for a party. And then I'm pat him on the side again. I'm like, oh, let's go back. Come on.
You see him kind of turn back, but then
And I'm
follows your lead.
scratching the top of his head like our dogs like.
Good save.
Yeah, good recovery.
Don't want to upset Tum Tum for mommy, do we? No, we don't. No, we don't.
You're just,
I know. I know.
and you come face to face now with Kugal, who is following up with you. You see that Aelin is channeling her best Harvey Dent, as she is one half mud and the other half just normal.
This boy, huh? He's the best. And I'm just like, okay, sorry about that. Let's go.
Sure you want one in the house.
1,000,000%.
Cool. All right.
I don't think there's any more. Like, I'd be shocked if this is like a common breed.
One can hope.
Can you imagine a kennel full of these things?
Love it.
Takes a castle, doesn't it?
Red, make a perception check for me.
Perception, it's an 11.
Okay. 10 is what you need. As you're standing there and you're kind of seeing this chaos ensue a bit in the distance, you turn to look and you see the guy that is working the wine and whiskey stand, and he's just like leaned up against the like side of the thing, smoking a cigarette.
I'm about to be full Karen when I get back.
Hey, how's that order going for us?
He looks at you and is like, you see a little bit of like, oh, shit, and he puts it out and he's like, I'm getting it.
Yes, thank you.
You see him disappear back in the thing, and then you hear the noises of kind of clanking bottles and things like that again.
I say under my breath, you're gonna 1-star Yelp review.
So, Aelin, Kugal, and Nicholas make it back up.
Yes,
to-
glad you're back with us.
Oh, me too. This
You look
boy.
great, by the way.
Thank you. Mud bath. Love it. It's great for the skin.
Yes.
About that time, he comes back out, and he's got like basically like a milk crate of bottles that are in there, and you see there are quite a few bottles of wine and a lot of bottles of like what looks like whiskey or rum or something, but it's probably about a 3 foot by 2 foot by like probably 2 foot crate. It's a big crate, and
like
it's
you.
filled with booze.
I'll carry it. I want to ask him first. It's like, so, friend, what's your name?
Alex.
All right, Alex, thank you. You said like the stuff in the order was okay, but not what you would have picked. What's something that you would suggest? Like
I mean, the stuff that I prefer, you can't even really get here anymore. You have to know somebody, which I do. My friend Mike, he is from Neverwinter, and from there he knows a guy, and he gets this stuff called the Danian Reds, and that is fire. If you can find it.
Have you found it?
Yeah. All the time.
You've got some.
I drank it. It's gone.
How good is it? Like I need to expand my horizons here. Like
What do you drink?
Very little. Just the stuff here, you know. I'm trying to.
The Danian Red, it's like you have to. It's not something that if you haven't like developed a palate for it, that you really wouldn't be able to appreciate it like I would. So maybe the stuff that's like in here is probably where you would start.
What I'm getting at. What do you have that I can start at right now? Give me something that's going to set me right now. I want to drink.
Okay, all right. I like your enthusiasm. Minute.
I need a good start for the day here.
And
Are we doing this?
he goes back into the back again.
I'm taking the leash off. Give me.
And he comes back out with two bottles. One is like a wine bottle, and on the label of it is like a what you would know to be depicted as like a yeti, like an abominable snowman, but kind of crudely drawn. But again, it looks like it was purposefully crudely drawn. It was intended to look like that. He says, this is some pretty good shit from north of the Ice Spire Peaks. It's pretty rare we get it. And, if you've got the coin for it, this stuff would be pretty good. And then I've got this other stuff here, and he kind of has set this other small, unmarked bottle down. He's like, this is a brandy that, it's been aged out on a boat. They sit it out there for about 30 days and let the waves actually rock the brew around, and that creates this special kind of enzyme that, when built up and cultivated in the right way, really, just takes the vibe from here to here.
Sounds amazing. Give me a drink. A couple fingers of that. How much is that gonna be?
Well, we don't sell like by the drink. You gotta buy the bottle, bro.
How much for the bottle?
Which bottle are we talking about? Yeti or the unmarked one?
The
Unmarked, yeah.
The boat brandy.
Okay, the boat brandy.
Yeah, went to the boat brandy.
He looks at it and then looks back at you and says, "It's like 30 gold."
Is this something you drink?
Yeah, I would drink this.
$20 gold.
25.
Who calls a haggler?
22.
Make a persuasion check.
20.
Hey.
17 and 3.
He, you see him kind of look you up and down and look down at the
It's like,
the
look,
bottom.
I'm going to do my best to enjoy this because I'm taking your word about how good this is going to be.
You see almost like for the first time a little bit of a glint of like, all right.
Finally, somebody's taking me seriously.
He says, you know what? All right. I can do that. Yeah. You seem like you are the right kind of people, to
And if
get.
This is going to be as great as it's going to be, as you say it's going to be. I will totally be back, and I will tell all my friends to come see you. And I'm trying to take the hipster accent just a little bit. I'm going to
Yeah. Hey, he leans over and he's like, dab it up. And he does 5 things. You don't even really move your hand. He does all of that, and then you exchange. And he said, "Let me know what you think, man."
Absolutely. I am so looking forward to it.
Okay. Headed to the third place.
And I kind of wedge it in with the other ones.
That was impressive.
How large is the music box?
We're gonna learn.
You're not sure.
Well, we go there to see how big it is.
It's like a record player or something.
Yeah, one of the
Huge.
big old one of these things with a gramophone or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, the big old horn on it on the end of it. The last place, JJ and Sons, you don't see it at first, but you hear it. There's music kind of wafting through the air, and as you approach this, you see a man standing behind the counter, kind of an older man, gray hair, kind of side swept. Just looks like life has won. And you see him just there, it's like he's staring through a spot in the ground. And people are just kind of passing by. Nobody really seems to be stopping at his stand, and he's just standing there.
JJ? Sir? Hello there, old chap.
We're here for an order.
Order pickup for Mona Dugal.
Here you go.
Oh,
Here, yes. This.
let me see.
I guess how big is this?
He pulls out.
We didn't really get a
pair of
shopping cart,
glasses
did
and
we?
Holds them up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, 1 minute. See him kind of turn around and just kind of wander to the back. And it doesn't take him long. He kind of comes back out and he's carrying this box. It's like a nice wooden box. This thing was crafted
Yeah, okay.
out of the finest mahogany. And it's got these nice metal hinges, maybe brass or something like that on the back that you can see with a little clasp on the front. And he sets it there on the table in front of you, reaches into his pocket, kind of pulls out a little key that's on a chain, and takes the key and puts it into a slot in the side. And as you hear him kind of wind it, there's kind of this clinking, ticking sound. He unclasps the front and opens it, and on the inside, this thing is gilded out, just iced out,
Wow.
gems inlaid everywhere, and it starts playing this beautiful song. You've not heard it before, but this thing is truly a work of art.
Wow.
Do I see any carts around us for rent? Do I see anyone with a cart around us?
It's almost kind of like when you went to in Pensacola to the market downtown. It's kind of like that.
I see. Okay. Okay.
So if you buy a big plant, you have to drag it behind you.
Okay.
Do you think you could put it on top? Yeah.
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 On top of the crate of
Yeah.
liquor.
Yeah, we can just put it on top.
Could we put it in
give
the
it a shot.
bag?
If the bag will open far enough for that. What was the size like?
The bag of holding.
No,
Yeah, can it fit in the bag of
box.
holding?
It won't fit
No.
through the opening.
Good idea too.
You could put all the booze one at a time in the bag and then carry that in the crate. You just got to remember it all.
Good point.
Yeah.
Jots
Well,
down a
do
quick
you-
list.
Yeah. Well, we could come drop off and come back. We could do whatever.
Do you offer any type of like same day delivery? Like if I give you like 5 gold, would you walk with us with it? No. Just
I'm
give you
busy.
10
I'm
gold.
sorry.
Yes.
10 gold. Let's see.
We can
could
try to put the alcohol in the bag. I think it sounds like a very reasonable try.
How many things of liquor are there?
There's a lot.
Maybe that's not a good idea
I
then.
don't want to lose it in there forever.
It's enough for a noble's party.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we could take this and come back and.
How long are you going to be here for, good sir?
Until we close in the afternoon.
Okay, if you can just give us, can I have the sheet back since we were not going to collect right now? We need to drop this off. We don't have enough hands.
Okay.
Okay, I take the paper, or no, I motion you to take the paper
Yes.
back. We'll be back in like an hour max. Maybe a little longer, actually. We'll be back before you close.
Okay.
Okay, great. We start to head back.
You hear him like sigh out, and the music box closes, and you see him take it back behind the counter again.
Just a little too big. Oh, man.
So are we done?
I'm going back to Mona's.
Okay. Everybody following?
My friend Cole, he's doing some work today. Cole, I don't want to disrupt
So
you.
you're carrying a gigantic painting, and you've got a big crate of
Clink,
booze.
clink, clink.
Making your way back around the edge of the market, you find yourself walking back out onto the main road. Colt, make a perception check for me.
Please.
I got
Be
a
bored at
12,
work.
13, 14, 15.
Okay. You are hard at work on this, and you stop for a moment to kind of wipe the sweat from your brow a bit, and that is when you kind of see this carnival of... You see Aelin being pulled by this gigantic dog. Her arm is fully outstretched as this thing is just pulling her forward, and in line behind her is Red carrying this oversized brown package of some sort, with Kugal not far behind with a gigantic crate that is looks like it's heavy for even him.
How far away are they?
You're probably on, if we were at like a four-way intersection, y'all would be on like diagonally opposite corners.
Oh.
So not far.
Okay, well, I'll put down the whatever I'm holding right now, and I kind of wipe my forehead looking at them, and I'll yell out. Hey, y'all just robbed someone or something?
Cole, we need you. We need you right now. Cole.
You see a bunch of people stop and like look at them.
I'm waving you over with my one. Cole. Cole.
No, these were paid for.
Cole.
Paid for.
All right, hold on. I'll just kind of set my tools neatly aside.
And I'm just like,
Yes,
sweat just pouring.
let's set them down for a minute. That's what we got down.
What is going on here?
Cole, can you? I'm really just holding on. Can you take this paper and go back and collect a music box and then meet us right back here?
You see, she's half covered in mud right now too.
Yes, that would be very helpful.
Please, Cole. Please.
I mean,
please,
sure, I can do
please.
that. And are y'all about to party or something?
Well, it's for some rich lady, right?
Mona's gonna party. Mona Dugal. You remember? Her.
The
noble woman.
Oh, okay. All right.
Will you hand him the paper and meet us right back here?
Take this.
Okay, music box.
Yep. From
Okay.
JJ's.
He's
JJ
right-
and Sons.
He's right over there.
Right over there.
Oh, right.
It's the press guy at the booth.
Yeah.
You look over, and there's just a guy, and he's just like leaned up against one of the sides of the stand, and is just.
He doesn't look too chipper. I'm really. And you know what? Y'all in a hurry, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, All right. I'll walk up to the guest.
And you're still just like
Yeah, I got like grease on my forehead and stuff.
Yeah. And you walk up to this
Do care to wipe your hands off?
this man, and you're just kind of holding this Brit in outstretched, and you see just momentarily he.
Oh, you having a bad day, buddy? You all right?
It was going okay, and then, well, I'll be honest, it's not. You know, it's just been pretty rough.
Rough, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's. I know the town can sometimes get folks down, but there's always tomorrow.
I found
man.
myself digging through the garbage
Oh,
earlier this morning, and I found a discarded pie that someone else had ordered. And
well,
it's
that's.
the food that I found that day.
You found that day. You ain't eating every day.
I, stretch it out, and you kind of see like he's got he's wearing kind of this this worker's like apron. It's like a leather apron in front of him, and there's like some tools in it and stuff like that. But underneath it is like this kind of dingy shirt.
Oh,
I don't want to get off on old me. What can I do for you?
I just have this writ for a music box, I believe.
Takes out his glasses and looks at it.
We wave from across the
We're
street.
just here.
Oh,
how many
those are my
people are
friends. They need some extra hands, and I just take my hands and do this.
Jazz hands.
Okay. I guess I'll go back here and get this again. He kind of like slowly turns around. A few moments goes by. He comes back out again. Same finely crafted box. He takes the key out, puts it in, winds it up, opens it up, and inside you see this just beautiful work of art that plays this hauntingly beautiful melody. And he closes it, takes the key out, and puts the key in like a little pouch, ties it, puts the pouch on top of the box, and hands it over, or kind of slides it towards your side of the table and says, Lady Mona has already paid in full, so you're good to go.
You make these and you can't afford to eat?
No, it has nothing to do with afford.
Wait, hold on, you lost me.
Make an insight check on this guy.
Just doesn't.
8.
This dude, you can't quite pinpoint it, but he clearly has a very nice shop and he is very talented. The apron that he's wearing is very finely made and it is like kept up well, but just everything else about him is just completely off. Like he has just given up on life. But you can't quite tell like why the hell this person would be this way.
All right, well, I look at the music box. Then I'll reach down in my pouch. I'm going to take out 10 gold coins. And I'll say, I don't know what's going on with you, buddy, but always know there's always something better, all right? Saltmarsh is rough, but not all of it is, okay? Get yourself something decent with that. I set 10 gold on the table and pick up the music box.
You see his expression kind of soften a bit and looks at it and looks at you and says, thank you. And he looks at your kind of get up that you've got on as well and says, see, that's what it's about. Just tradesmen, we have to look out for each other.
Oh, absolutely. It's a dog eat dog world. And I'll look over to where Aelin with their dog.
It's currently, like, camera pans over to her. Nicholas is now up, like, paws on your shoulder, like, licking your face.
I'm here for it.
That sounds right.
That's a bubby.
That is a bubby. Says he takes the gold and nods graciously and says, "Thank you, and give Lady Mona my regards."
Have a good one, buddy. And I'll carry this. How big is this? Two-hander?
It's like a two-hand. Like, you could probably balance it with one hand.
I'll just roll with two hands.
Yeah.
All right, walk back to the group. Hey, this thing is fancy. And I'm guessing that's fancy. And I'm guessing all that's fancy. We're shopping.
Yes.
We're Aaron.
This is our life
Aaron
now.
running.
We'll go grab things for other people and bring it back to them.
Wow.
If only there was a
For
name
games.
for it.
Yes. Yes. What shall we call this? Hero Saltmarsh. You.
Oh, I was thinking of a name for us, too. I came up with something good. Something
For
y'all
the
might
door
be pretty
shopping?
fond of. No, for us, Y'all didn't like the lighthouse, which is fine. It's a little dull.
We're walking back.
Okay.
How about the heroes of Saltmarsh?
Oh.
It's a little on the nose, self-proclamatory. We did beat some bandits up, right? It's pretty heroic.
We killed an undead person.
Yeah, that's very heroic. Who can
That
say
doesn't
they've
make
done that?
sense saying it out loud. But we did. The heroes of Saltmarsh.
It's catchy.
I'm gonna stare at that dog again. I know that dog. I know that type of dog. Is it like a bulldog? Is it like a Great Dane? Hellhound?
It is the best way I could describe it is like a mixture between a Great Dane and a Jackal.
Okay. Jackal.
What catches your eye a little bit more though is anytime the dog tugs on its leash, it glows, and you can tell that there's something magical about that.
Well, she gave you a magical leash and everything for that, huh?
Did she?
I didn't ask questions. I have no idea.
Oh, I
kind
do
of
see
important.
its aura.
It's held its weight so far.
There is something there, isn't there? I didn't notice that earlier.
I try and grab if I can, grab it.
You trying to grab the
Yeah, just
the leash?
to grab
Okay.
it. Just to
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
It just feels like a very nice leash.
Is it very, very thin?
Not
fascinating.
overly thin.
It's not
It's-
like a rope, right?
No, it's probably about the same thickness as what they would use at like the vet or something when they
Oh.
So yeah.
If I had to guess without doing any research, that's probably some sort of enhanced durability leash. Because there ain't no way that was gonna stay in one piece.
I see.
That.
Sounds a
tug
good
a few
boy.
times. Also, you might need to rinse off.
Yeah, I need a shower later. For sure.
All right, well, lead the way. Where are we taking all the party goods?
We're still heading to
Back to Menace. Okay. And with that, we're going to take a 10-minute AFK break to get some drinks and use the restroom, and then we'll be right back and see what happens. So hang out with us. We will be right back.
Oh, high pitch.
You need an adult? Are you okay?
I still don't fully have my voice back, so it's just like I can't hit the high notes
Can't do
anymore.
that chorus.
Is it like the push down and the push down and turn?
It made me think of the
Tear off, so I took the medicine out.
like the
Oh,
choir from the Home Alone 2 movies. And
Dude, I don't even remember those movies. I really don't. I remember Home Alone 1.
Kevin could have called the police, but he just wanted them to suffer.
You got a lot of video games out of it.
True.
Sega, Super Nintendo, Game Boy.
quality games.
Jamie, I stole the pill,
Mm.
but I couldn't tear it off. I tried and I gave up. So
Okay.
I was able to peel it out. So just know I'm sorry. There's going to be one empty thing in the Claritin.
Oh, I don't care. It's fine.
We're just here at the Stagger House doing some drugs.
But I couldn't. I couldn't tear it. And I'm just a baby.
It's all good. I mess them up all the time.
I'm just a baby.
And I have almonds.
I made a coffee. I needed coffee. I'm glad I have the
Where's your
coffee.
coffee?
In the solo cup? Is it not burning your hand?
I put so much creamer it cools down instantly.
Yeah, I get my coffee this color.
All right.
Hopefully I'll stop sneezing soon now.
I don't know.
Thanks to Colt with the Claritin.
Another artificer infusion.
What are we going to learn about artificers next?
When do I get to use my herbalism kit? Because that might have been helpful.
All right, y'all. Y'all ready?
Yeah, we're gonna go give the lady her stuff.
All right. So, you are all making your way back through town now. Circling around kind of on the main road. You notice that there's a certain point where the main road is kind of clogged up, and it's just seems a bit too risky maybe to try and squeeze through with all that plus the dog. So you take a couple of shortcuts through some of the houses and everything like that, and eventually find yourself back out on the main street. It's probably around mid-afternoon at this point now. Still a nice day out, maybe a little overcast, but visibility you can see pretty well. If you would, please, Aelin, make an animal handling check for me.
Got it.
7.
Okay. You feel you hear it before you see it. A quick scurrying sound.
I would like to really quickly got my one hand on the leash. In my mind, Nicholas, very large. I put my other arm around him to like, that's a good boy, to distract him, just like I would with our dogs. Like, let me smother you in my affection to dampen your senses
So-
to everything else around you.
With that animal handling check,
I get a second one, right? I'm really trying to control the chaos that's about to happen right now.
you hear the sound of scurrying, and almost instinctively you look over and at the same time are like moving down to grab on towards to grab onto Nicholas. The rest of you see all this happen in the blink of an eye. To you, it's an hour that this happens, and in doing so, latching onto him, you now don't have any like as much reverse torque, and he takes off.
But can he?
Have you ever seen like somebody hold on to like a baby cow that doesn't want to be cut and just kind of like
Yeah, you're with the dog. The dog is gone.
you can have your feet planted. That joker's gonna.
I don't have any type of advantage with my strength.
So I'm basing it off of what you were telling me you were doing with your animal handling and the roll that I made behind the screen here. It takes off. Your feet are kind of dragging behind it again, and you hear it. He sounds. You hear him just almost like happy, like, and you see this squirrel halfway up the
Nicholas,
side
you
of
want a
this,
treat? You want
this
a treat, boy?
building, and it's looking back at
You want a whimsy?
almost like,
The squirrel is?
yeah. And right when you are getting up
Smug squirrel.
up near the building, the squirrel just zoots up out of sight over the roof, and Nicholas, and now that he's like jumping up on the side of the building, you are able to kind of get your feet back under you and kind of rein him back.
Nicholas. Nicholas. You ready to go home and see Mama? You want a treat? Let's go home. Let's go home and get you a treat. Come on, let's go.
You seem to have brought him back.
Treat.
The rest of you are now, you're probably about 30 feet away from her now, and you've just seen this. I mean, this is the first time you've seen this happen.
Yes, it happens.
I just literally watched her cartoon character off.
Yes.
Literally, when she's about 20 feet away, I would have just gone, huh.
Where's she going?
Yeah.
Aelin, you come back to the group.
If I'm ahead of them, closer to the house than what I would have been behind, we're continuing on. They'll catch up.
Are you okay?
Him's a good boy. He's got a lot of energy.
That looks like a good boy. If you say
Him's a
so.
good boy. And I pat him again.
Yeah, good boy, Red.
I don't know. The sooner we're done with this, the sooner we're done with this.
Red, you only saw about half of that, like around the picture.
Oh, I heard. Man. Yes. Get out of here. Do something else.
Making your way, continuing on. The crowd sort of starts to get thinner and thinner as you are getting further away from the city center, and I need everybody to make a perception check for me.
13.
9.
None.
Hey,
This is great.
wait.
We see
I might not
everything.
use it otherwise. Inspiration.
Okay.
Dude, like 19.
A little thing pops up.
Inspiration. Colt, you're looking around, a little, maybe slightly embarrassed at all of the attention that's being forced upon your group there,
Party squad.
and you almost overlook it, but your gaze just happens to come back, and there is a man that is just, he's in the middle of the road, and now that we're getting away from the city center, the roads have kind of narrowed a bit. Everything's a bit closer together, but he has seemingly stumbled out of a little tavern or a little drinking hole.
Whiskey will.
And is just sort of, it seems like he's having a hard time like staying upright, and he's kind of making all these exaggerated like balancing maneuvers, but sure enough is kind of stumbling y'all's direction.
Oh, I'll say, whoop, hold up. We got a loose cannon up here.
I have gust of wind prepared to knock this man on his ass if he gets anywhere near any of this expensive stuff.
Let's just scoot to the side and let him wander on through. He's doing his own.
Yeah.
And I'll literally step way off to the side with my little music box.
And you see him look over. Hey, wait, no, I want to talk to you.
Oh, how can I help you?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm delivering some stuff, delivering some goods.
That's a nice box.
Don't stop.
This is an okay box, I guess. It doesn't do anything.
What's in it?
It plays music. I think.
What are the rest of y'all doing?
If he gets close to touching anything, I will blast him away with gust of wind.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit my crate down and
Gust
just
of wind.
take a deep breath. I'm an interesting shade of brown because you're green and you're red. You know.
Red.
I will set the painting down, and I'll do just a prestidigitation, throw some sparks like away from us to see like, yeah.
He whoa,
Yeah.
holy shit. You
Fireworks.
see him start to go wander over that way, and he kind of stumbles and looks back, and then he sees your crate of bottles sitting on the ground. And he's, holy shit! Wow, you're going to a party?
We sure are.
I
Looks
use
like you've
my
already been at one,
thaumaturgy
eh?
to do the whispers now from like right behind him to try and scare him.
Oh shit.
He says,
Think of Lost. when the smoke monster, like the.
Yeah. You see him just for a moment, just kind of look up and.
And then I rumble the ground below him.
What the fuck is happening?
Tough one. Going tough one today. Someone's out to get you.
He says, "What are you going? You guys are going to some like noble fucker's house? Some party for rich bastards?
Not your
all
concern.
this nice stuff you got here."
More like playing delivery squad. Unfortunately, we aren't fancy enough to.
Just on the
Get
job.
your
Just a
man.
bunch of bootlicker, and you see he's like getting angry out of nowhere, just irate now, and you see his fists are clenched, and he said,
I cast fog
"You're
cloud.
out here, what?" And you still like fog is like rolling over, and it like it's impeding your vision as well.
Oh, bad
just
weather
in that.
suddenly.
And
Yeah.
you continue to hear him say, you guys we got to stop working for these people because they're just a bunch of bitches and they're rich and they're taking advantage of us. And, and he kind of like slows down a little bit. And the fog is pretty thick, but you're close enough to where you can still make out facial features and stuff like
Do
that.
we know this guy at all?
You don't. It's definitely not Whiskey Will. This is probably like Whiskey Bill, his arch his nemesis. So but his the way he speaks it kind of changes a bit, and it seems to get a bit more serious as he says, all these fuckers ruling the city, and putting people like us in the dirt, and those bitches, and this time, like when he says bitches, he looks down at the dog, too,
I'm about to fight this man.
and he says,
Yeah,
But,
man, they took her derbs, right?
but y'all don't have to be bitches. We could be friends.
Yeah, the way you're talking, you sound like a traditionalist.
Traditionalists, loyalists, whatever. They're all a bunch of fuckers.
You think so?
But it doesn't have to be that way. We could get back at them. You could, I don't know, just like give me that dog, and that would be
Say, what's your
step
name,
one.
friend?
I'll start laughing. Man, I don't even know you. You want me to just give you a dog? You might have I don't know, might be a dog kidnapper and just sell him. I don't know.
What's that dog to you? You give a shit about that dog?
I do. You will take this dog from my cold dead hands.
It's your dog?
It is right now, for this moment, right now. It's under my possession.
I know for a fact that's not your dog.
I cast gust of wind against him.
Okay.
I push him 15 feet back.
Okay.
Well, you have to. The guy has to make a strength saving throw.
Is it a single target or is it like an area?
It's an area.
Okay.
But I get to pick where it's coming from.
Right.
So I'm like, if it'll push him into like a building and knock him out, or something. That's what I'm trying to do here.
So you're all kind of. It's not a wide street, but it is still a street, and you're not in the middle of it. You're like off to the right hand side of it, but you're not necessarily right next to a building. So how do you want this wind to? What direction do you want it to come from? Because he's essentially standing in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So are you wanting it to come from you to him, or from like the side, or?
the side to knock him into the building.
Okay. And how big of an area is it?
A strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, blasts from
Wow.
me. I'm wanting to really force this dude into there. Like, I want it to hit him like a
Ever
fucking
seen a piece
hurricane.
of straw go into a piece of concrete? He's going to be just speared into the wall.
This man is my enemy right now.
You said a dexterity saving throw?
Strength.
And what's the save? What does he need to beat?
14. It's a lot of rolling you're doing right now, and I don't appreciate it.
Aylin, it's just some drunk. This is assault.
There's a lot of people.
How many people are around?
That's what, JD, I didn't know there were a billion people. I thought it was just going to be a when to hit him.
I mean, it's not nearly as crowded as it was in the main city, but you're still on a city street.
I don't do it then. I don't recognize all the people. I'll just let him keep talking. Let him keep talking.
With so many rolls.
I'm fine.
Every piece of me wants to just like I was already rolled. We'll go with it. All right. You start to
In my mind,
you start
I
to
wanted-
feel this like rage build up from this guy, and you feel your hand almost ready to like form the somatic components to cast that gust of wind spell. So much so that you feel like a light breeze almost start to push up behind you, and it sort of wisps some of that fog away. And when the fog goes away, you see that there are, amidst the other people that are kind of moving around, now 2 more people who are just standing there that kind of flanking him about 10 feet off to either side that also seem to be looking at you. And at that point, you hear Nicholas start to let out a low...
I'm gonna kind of bow up behind him. So like, I don't know your name, friend, but this is not the right way to deal about this.
I completely agree. You can just give us the dog and we'll be on our way.
Aylin, you want to deliver that
no,
dog,
that's
right? Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Well, I lean down and I set the music box on the ground, and I take my gauntlet and I just twist it slightly, and it starts reverberating with thunderous energy. And I'll kind of shake it a bit, and I'll do it with my other one too, and it starts shaking a bit as well. And I'll say, "Look, we have something to do, so you can either move out of the way, or I can show you what happens when this touches your face." Plain and simple.
And you see him like go to lunge out. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Fighting some drunks.
I got high initiative, finally. High for me is 14. Town battle. Town battle.
Oh boy.
Hope you can shoot spells out your toes, Red.
We're fully loaded.
Well, what do y'all take the map off there?
I'm on that twice.
No.
Oh, I guess I should say my helmet. That still retracts, because that's really cool. Covers my face now.
Iron Man over here.
Oh yeah, y'all haven't seen my token, have you? There it is.
I was about to say, that guy looks awesome.
Joe!
Yeah, I love it.
The big doggy.
Fuck yeah. These guys look great.
All right. Let me get my stuff pulled up here. Let's see how this looks on the.
Bandits.
Yeah.
You got the
Action
puzzle
cam.
cam.
Action. It's like right there. It's pretty action oriented, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Aylin, what was your initiative?
9.
9. Colt.
14. It's a good day.
Kugal.
5.
5. Red.
12.
12. for them. Okay. There is not going to be a surprise round here because it was pretty obvious what was about to happen.
Posted up.
And you were already kind of on your guard, and Aelin was already ready to like blow the buildings down there. That being said, the lead bandit guy here did roll the highest initiative, so he is going to lunge at you. You see him pull out a kind of a short curved blade from under his coat as he like lunges out to you, and he is actually going to make 2 strikes against you. One is a 17 to hit, and the other one was a natural 20.
Oh!
Wow.
Blocked the first one. He snuck around the next.
And then we'll see if he crits real hard. But he does not. So that is going. So you were going to take 9 slashing damage as it. You blocked the first one, but you weren't expecting the follow up to come right behind it there. That does bring us to your turn, though, Colt.
Okay. He gets me good. Gets me good in the cracks of my awesome armor. Nah. For flavor, yeah, the triangle part does open up now. There's a green core. Got green core in my chest. Matches the ones I got on. And then I'll, with my free hand, because I got a shield in the other one, I'll now come around and I'll try to right hook him.
Nick is
Okay.
barking in the background.
I am attacking with
He's our backup.
a
That's
thunder
right.
gauntlet.
Does the dog get initiative too? Or?
It does.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
One. Not one.
Neat.
Nat 20 gets me, now one gets him. Fuck you.
As you lunge forward, your kind of eagerness to get revenge on this initial attack, this lick that this guy got on you, finds yourself just out of position. Now you haven't fallen down, but you are absolutely like off balance right now. That's going to bring us to the other 2 bandits here. One of which is going to try and maneuver to the side of Nicholas and is going to try and grapple it.
Do I get an opportunity attack against him?
Possibly. As he lunges in, let me check this. As he lunges in, the Nicholas sees it coming and is able to pull back and move, and this bandit falls flat on his face, right in front of everybody. The other one is going to try and run past you. Since you are kind of off balance, you are not going to be able to take a swing at him. So, and he's going to run actually back towards you, Kugal, and take a swing. And all this time, now the people that were kind of around are now starting to kind of scatter and run away. Although some are kind of staying and watching, like, oh, street fight, like, here we go. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Me?
Yes. And that
Clearly.
is going to do 6 points of slashing damage as he slashes into you there. Red.
Cool. I'm going to set the painting down, lean it up against this little like walkway or whatever it is that's right there.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray and shoot a fireball at each one of the guys.
A fireball?
Or little balls of fire. Little Scorching Rays. Choo-choo-choo.
Okay.
So, all right. I'm gonna roll 3 times. All right. 15 for 1. 12. And then 10.
The first 2 hit.
Okay, cool. So it'll be. Alright. And then we'll just say left to right. So that guy was
Okay.
1, he was 2, and then he was 3.
Okay.
So that goes to that guy got 5, and then number 2 in front of Colt got 11,
Okay.
and then the third one just.
All right. These two, the first one on the side, even though it didn't seem like it hit that one as hard, he definitely looks worse for wear. You can tell just from a quick glance that these guys legitimately are probably drunk as well. But this dude just didn't seem like he has a whole lot in the tank to begin with. So he does look bloodied already just off of that. The main one, though, still looks like he's holding himself together pretty well. Aelin.
Which one's the main one?
The
And this guy fell in front of me.
Yes.
Okay, so back here, so I'm doing a 10-foot cube. I want these 2 in it, and then the rest to be back here so that it doesn't hurt. What's the word?
Bystanders.
Else.
Bystanders, yeah. And I cast Shatter. So I need them to make a Constitution saving throw.
And is that you pick the targets for that, or that's all?
It's a 10-foot. It says each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a con save.
Gotcha. So you're kind of putting it behind them a little bit, so it just
To
hits
not,
them.
yeah.
Okay. And you said a Constitution save.
Mm-hmm.
What do they need to beat?
14.
The one on the ground rolled a 13, and then the main one rolled a 6, so they both fail.
I'm gonna use my channel divinity, and they're each gonna take 24 lightning or thunder damage.
Wow.
What's the channel divinity do?
30?
24. So the channel divinities is you can deal maximum damage instead of rolling for lightning or thunder damage.
Wow.
Destructive wrath.
Oh shit.
So you see,
She likes this dog a lot.
yeah, your eyes kind of flash over with a quick surge of energy as this. You see almost the air behind them distort briefly and then pulse out, and it's like as if somebody took a gigantic bell and gonged it as hard as they could right next to these people's skulls, as the one on the ground just stops moving, and you see just blood running out of his nose onto the ground. The other one, you said, was how much damage?
24.
The other one is definitely, like, you see him grab his head for a moment. He is definitely bloodied, very much hurt, but still standing.
I want to make sure I position myself in front of the dog
Okay,
because I want him to try and hurt me.
gotcha. Okay. You don't really have much of an issue with that at the moment. That being said, it is going to bring us to Nicholas's turn.
My boy got a turn.
And he is absolutely terrified of what just happened in front of him right there. And you hear him like whimpering, and he immediately turns around and tries to bolt in the other direction. I need you to make an athletics check, because you know this is coming.
You got it.
1d2.
Wow.
Nice.
Here's that strength.
And this is a 19. So
Wow.
you are able to wrench him back. But that leash is glowing so bright. That will bring us to Kugal.
I'm gonna look at this guy who just gave me the old slicer, and it's like, and we gave you the chance. And I'll kind of say loudly so others can hear me. It's like, I'm sorry I haven't showed y'all this yet. And I'll take my staff and I'll just kind of run my hand up it, and then it will be my packed glaive. And you're gonna see a green blade kind of fire out the end of it, put some tentacles on it.
That's cool.
Even better.
And I'm going to give him a little slice, if I can.
Yes.
It's like in between 2 and give another shot.
That was it, like cocked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was between like a 17 and a 5, so 12. But plus the 4, so it'd be a 16.
That hits.
That's 10, so 7.
Okay. As this bandit had come, like, racing towards you, after his attack, it's almost like one fluid motion that all this kind of happens. But you recover from him trying to take that swing at you, and almost in one fell swoop, caster packed weapon pops out, turn around and slice across this guy's face, and he stops moving and falls on the ground, no longer moving.
I'm very surprised by it. that was pretty effective.
You see, as he's laying there on the ground, that the wound across his face kind of sparks, or not sparks, but kind of emanates this green energy for a moment before it kind of fades away, and then the life behind his eyes leaves as well.
I'm not going to move anywhere yet. I just want to kind of assess what's going on in their end, since he was like directly in front of me.
Okay.
So,
That brings us back to the main guy who looks around, and you just hear him utter like, "Bunch of fucking freaks," and almost in a panic, you see him turn, and he's going to take 2 swings at you. It's going to be a 4 that misses, and this one is a 19 to hit.
You hit.
But he's so thrown off balance, it does not do a whole lot of damage. That hits you for 4 slashing damage, as then he takes about a half step back
I want to do a reaction
over to
also.
you. Okay, back to you to take a 3rd swing at you, almost like frantically, and that is a 17 to hit. You kind of you almost just effortlessly lean back out of the way as this swings wild, and he goes to turn around and run, at which point, Aelin, you can make a reaction.
I cast Wrath of the Storm, and he needs to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. What's his dex? That is a 16.
He still takes 6 lightning damage.
Okay.
Nice.
6 lightning damage. As you see this like jolt of energy go through him as he starts to make his way, trying to run. He's clearly not at his full speed. He's still he's drunk. Colt, that brings us to you.
I look at the guy running after I kind of shake my head and balance myself again as he's starting to flee. And then I'll look down to my right, and I guess I see a guy that's pulling blood on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'll turn and look at Kugal. Is there one in his face?
By in his face, if you mean by in his face, if you mean on the ground, also dead, bleeding.
Oh, that one's dead on the ground?
Yeah. Then yes.
So that guy running's the only one left.
Yeah.
And I'll turn and I'll start looking at my group. I go, did y'all just kill them?
They tried to steal the dog. Have you
They
seen
did
John
attack
Wick?
us. We could get that guy. I can throw him like 120 feet.
I look at the one running again, then I look around and he's still watching.
He's fine. He can go.
Make a kind of out of combat a little bit. Make a perception check.
17.
There are definitely people still watching. There are noticeably less people once like blood started spilling in the streets, but there are still some there that are like almost like out of a morbid curiosity or just like awestruck or fascinated by what's happening. But the biggest thing that you pick up on is the fact that like the total absence of any guards.
Buzz isn't here. We should let him go.
I looked to the guy running again and let out a sigh, and I put my shield on my back.
I'm good at my painting.
Okay. Red, what are you doing? Picking a pain?
We should let him.
I make a mental note of what that guy looks like,
Okay.
and just like, we'll die if I see him.
Okay. That brings us
That's
in.
pretty brutal.
Like I said, have y'all seen John Wick? That's how I am with this dog right now. Like, I love this dog.
Let's see.
This dorse.
So Nicholas is still. He sees the guy running away, and is just kind of standing behind you a little bit. Like this gigantic dog is now like just kind of
It's just a baby.
shaking a bit back behind you. Kugal.
I'm not gonna pursue. I'll head towards Cold Mainland just so we're all kind of grouped up a bit. But I'm kind of keeping an eye on the perimeter, see if anybody else is making any kind of moves.
Okay. You don't see anybody else moving around. People start to disperse, and most of which are kind of keeping a pretty wide berth around you all. A couple of people kind of get close and look over the bodies that are on the ground, are like, holy shit, that person's actually dead. And kind of wander off.
Do we know the buildings, homes, businesses, anything like that?
May not be.
There's nothing like specific here. Like you're still in Saltmarsh. You're just kind of on the.
Is there somebody leaving out of the window? I want to kind of like wave at somebody who's like, look, self-defense.
Yeah, you see somebody that was like halfway through closing their shutters. And
You're like, no. I need a witness here, homie.
We should go.
Yeah, we should. And I look very uncomfortable as I walk in and pick up the music box. And I start hastily walking towards DeGaule's residence.
What are you doing, Kugal, now?
I'll head back and I assume that's my crate by the wagon. I'll just take a quick inventory and make sure that everything's kind of matching. And,
Okay.
I'll pick it up and I'll give the guy on the ground a little kick in the foot on my way out.
Okay. When you go to kick one of them, their overcoat kind of fluffs one way, and you see there's like a small like parchment roll that's kind of hanging out of one of their pockets.
What is that, fellas?
What is what?
He seems to be carrying a missive of some sort. What do we see?
Unrolling it, there is some sort of message written on it, but it looks to be in a code of some kind that says this.
Neat.
I think I'm gonna need a screenshot of that.
That's not a language, that's a code.
Yeah, it just looks like gibberish. Yeah, or some kind of coded message.
Well, we can figure this out later. We should be.
We'll need to work on that.
We should be leaving. Let's drop off our stuff.
I'll roll that up and stick it in my belt. And
Okay. Aelin, are you okay? Shaken?
I'm gonna catch that man one day.
New nemesis acquired?
Yeah.
It would just burn into her memory.
You're gonna like run into him like in a tavern one day, like just make eyes across the bar.
You're gonna shank him from behind. If you...
I'm gonna demand information.
This is for Nicholas.
right. Your alignment.
So we're just
Protecting
gonna.
those who can't protect themselves.
Murder.
My poor Nicholas was about to
Dog
be
nappers.
taken.
My darling boy.
My darling boy, exactly. By some hateful human scum.
Were you saying that out loud? Was Aelin or is
Yeah, are you?
I'm just speaking out loud in character then,
Yes.
sure, yeah.
Oh, all right, in that case.
All right.
Well, yeah, but they stood no chance. They were 3 drunks. Have you seen us?
Being drunk isn't an excuse for poor behavior.
It's not, but a life's a big thing, Aelin. I get to elsewhere, but in the middle of a city?
That's why we should leave. That's why we should go. We should leave.
We're doing this one walk. Yeah, we're not stopping that philosophical debate.
We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. Yes. I mean, it wasn't on my agenda today to kill 2 drunks, but here we are.
Here we are.
We've passed that point.
All right. You continue through the town, getting further and further away from where this all kind of played out. Aelin, make a perception check for me. Bet you thought I was going to say animal handling, didn't you?
9.
You're not sure what is causing this, and maybe it's just he's still nervous from everything. But you notice that Nicholas again now has kind of gone rigid, and started kind of like sniffing around, and shifting his head, almost like he's looking for something. And after a couple moments, he goes stock still. Almost like he was when he was staring at that mailbox. And it's like a switch gets flipped. And Nicholas goes into what seems like a full-blown attack mode and lunges away kind of down this, not a side street, but it's like it's off of the main street, but it's not like an alley or anything like that. Make an athletics check for me again.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Plus 5.
So you instinctively, you just feel this coming, and you just tug just at the right time with the right amount of force to just completely negate this thing's jolt away from you. The leash is glowing so bright, and you actually see that these are like arcane runes along this leash that are glowing. And it's not necessarily just the leash itself. It's some kind of magic inscribed into the leash itself. But the way that it was trying to dash away, and at this point it is like barking, big boy, deep barking, slobber, snapping. You can see that it is barking at just a person that is standing on the side of the road around kind of all these other people who have now stopped and are looking all at this crazed dog that looks to be trying to get off its leash and maul this man. What do you do?
I just have firm grip. I continue walking towards the house, paying attention, evil eyeing the man.
Okay. Looking at the man, he looks very finely dressed. But he's just kind of standing there staring at the dog, like kind of wide-eyed, but not moving as you all are.
I want
as you're
it
continuing
known
by.
to him that I see him and I know his face now too. I'm gonna report all this to Lady Mona and be like, look, your dog I don't know who this man was. Maybe a prior owner who beat him, or maybe like your lover who he doesn't like sharing you with, or just some random Joe Schmo.
She looks at it as like that off-sounding violin. Sounds just like a spirit sound. As soon as those eyes meet you, just go by.
The rest of you looking at this, it's pretty clear, like, because like everybody else that's standing next to that guy has kind of like taken a half step to the side, and this guy is still just kind of standing there like almost like frozen. So you all kind of see
Dog
this.
knows his scent, so I know something's up.
What are the rest of you doing?
Why couldn't this been easier?
I mean, I yell at him. I'll yell at him if no one else is doing something, because you know that's kind of what I do.
Should we go? Should we talk? What?
Sir, you need to like get out of line of sight or something. There's an incident here if you haven't noticed, and our dog's a little unruly. So your choice.
I don't know what I didn't do anything.
Just around the corner. I don't know either. Just
And you see him
Out of sight, out of mind.
just turn and walk. He doesn't look back. He just walks away. But the whole time he's walking away, Nicholas is trying to get after him.
Maybe it's Mona's secret lover.
Maybe it's a sign we should leave.
I'm trying to get to Mona's. I'm sick of this mission.
Okay, moving on. All right.
Just taking a sharp mental image of what this guy looks like. That way we can talk to him.
I have
So,
two
like,
people
hey,
we had to kill.
Nicholas was
murderless.
no murders. We're trying no murders,
No, we should not kill people.
unless it's out of town and they
Self-defense.
earned it, of course.
Yes.
Wouldn't be the
This
first
guy's
time.
got some pocket
Yeah, that
bacon.
wouldn't be the first time we have killed people.
Jeez.
Okay.
Let's go.
And after a little while longer, you find yourselves back at the front gates of
Before we
Lady
get there,
Mona's. Yeah.
Soon enough.
there was talk that we were supposed to return the dog in better or as good or better condition. If this dog's covered in mud,
Can
you don't
you
think
use your
she's going to cause a
prestidigitation
problem.
to clean us up?
I can, yes. Just I'm gonna set this down and lean it against somebody. And then,
Clean.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Thank you.
You see Nicholas now like chilled out. It seems to be like enjoying like the cleaning, like the pampering.
We keep arcane brushing going.
Right. And yes, you are standing at the front gate of the Dugal Manor, and there seems to be kind of more and more goings on in there. People going around setting things up. It looks like some party is being planned. We go on just like in the front door, or
And I'm taking my bottle and I put it in my bag, separate from it. So I don't look like oh, this one's for me.
right? This is
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
finder's fee.
Okay. As you approach the front door, the same kind of butler almost that escorted you in originally meets you and sees that it looks like everything's been brought back, and you see a kind of a smile on his face, and he looks at Nicholas and says, well, I see that everything went swimmingly. Let me take you right to Lady Mona. I'm sure she will be thrilled.
Perfect.
Please, this way.
Yes.
Ushers you inside the home. Again, kind of asks you to wait in the front area, the foyer. And
Put this somewhere.
please just bring it in here. We'll take care of it. And like as you go in, as soon as he walks in, you hear him go bup, bup, bup. And like 3 people come from each direction, and they're like coming in and grabbing everything.
Yes.
He walks over to you, Colt, personally, and says, and you have the music box.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, buddy.
He says, beautiful, fine craftsmanship. A few minutes later, Lady Mona comes out, and she's up at the top of the stairs, and you hear, Nicholas, my darling boy, how was your day? And you feel Nicholas start to tug on the leash.
I let go.
You let go. As soon as you let go, Nicholas disappears and reappears upstairs right next to her, just already in like mid-jump on her, as this dog just instantaneously teleported from one floor to another.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh.
And
Whoa.
you just see this. I mean, you would think it has not been a few hours, but that it's been a few months since these two have seen each other. And she comes kind of waddling down the stairs. Her makeup kind of now messed up from Nicholas, and says, "Oh, thank you so much. You've
No, not a word.
brought friends."
We ran into some issues. Is there somewhere private we can speak?
Sure. Is everything okay?
Not quite.
Oh, okay. And she leans in and kind of looks at Kugal and Colt and Red and say, "Are you in danger?"
I think that your dog might be actually.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, this way. She ushers you all into like a side
I kind of
little meeting room.
just hand off the crate to the
like
first guy I
two
find.
like two people come up and like do a 2-man lift on it and walk off with it.
A good stretch.
She closes the door behind and yes, Aelin.
I've run through the guys who ambushed us and let her know they specifically knew that was her dog. They wanted that dog. They knew the dog. Wanted to kidnap the dog.
They knew it was mine. They said my name.
They were pretty specific about like that they wanted this dog specifically, and they knew it wasn't mine,
Oh, dear.
which
Well,
led
it's-
me to believe that they knew who he belonged to.
He looks okay. I see you were able to.
We fought them off. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't know what I've done. If anything had happened to my poor Nicholas.
No. I know it.
A dog that teleports.
Yes,
Fascinating.
he's not exactly a normal dog.
Seems amazing.
I also let her know about Nicholas caught someone's scent. I noticed that he was smelling around, focused on the man. I give perfect detail what the man looked like.
Does he have something with mailboxes? Something against mailboxes?
Yes.
He loves mailboxes. He'll just sit and stare at them for hours.
It's remarkable.
Huh.
Right. Fascinating.
I don't know how
Because that's where bark boxes come from. The mailbox.
how else to thank you than to reward you for the job that was done. You see that the picture that you had that Red was carrying is already kind of leaned up in here, but it's close up. She goes over and unties it, and sees the portrait of her, and you see her just.
Yeah, it's a nice painting.
Really.
In the music box. Sitting over to the side, and she opens it and starts playing a song, and she's song that I wrote for Nicholas.
It's a nice song.
And you got the. Excuse me, I'm just a mess. And you brought all of the drinks for the party as well. I very much appreciate it. I suppose I owe you payment for services rendered, so please 1 moment while I go get everything together, and I'll be right back. You see her exit the room. Anything y'all want to do or say?
Is there a window in here?
Huh?
Is there a window in here?
Yeah, there's multiple.
Can we get out of here?
We're gonna need to keep a close eye on our backs for a bit. Rumormill's gonna be a buzz with what we did. Just FYI. You probably know how that works, actually. You probably know better than me.
We need a positive PR campaign to overcome these recent events.
Yeah,
But
we were
we
at
were-
hero status, and now we're like.
Well,
back
we
at
were
neutral.
jumped. We were jumped.
Yeah.
I guess we could have not killed them, but we were.
It might not mean nothing, but there's a chance. A lot of folks saw what happened in the middle of the city. It's dangerous.
They saw them attack you.
Well, maybe a couple to start. I wasn't really paying attention.
Maybe
They
it's just like
attacked
a...
us
weather
and
got
tried
real
to steal
bad,
a
like, out of
dog,
nowhere.
a poor helpless
Yeah, it's
creature.
super foggy. I mean, it is water, ocean, fog rolls and stuff. I've seen it tons of times.
It's not long before Lady Mona comes back in, and she's got a small box in her hand, along with a kind of medium-sized bag, like a pouch. She sets the box on the table in front of you, and as she sets the bag, you hear the all too familiar sound, jingling of coin. She said, "In here is 100 gold. I initially was only going to pay 15 gold for each person who was able to help, but you saved Nicholas's life. No, composure. You did a great thing today. So 100 gold and this, I think Nicholas would want you to have it." And she opens this box and pulls out a small globe, this orb, and hands it over to you.
I've never seen something so unique.
Well,
Tell me,
looks
what
like
is
an
it?
orb. Yeah, what is it?
She says, it's a special item that was given to me by my dear husband when we got Nicholas. And it has been a light for me in dark times. And I should hope that it would be a light for you as well. And you're almost always welcome to come visit Nicholas.
I truly appreciate that. I've grown quite fond of him.
And if you would excuse me, I have so much to do. You know the way out. Yeah, yes.
By the way, I heard you know how to, like, someone who might sell awesome animals, such as...
Oh, yes, I may still have a contact or two. Perhaps I can put you in touch with them.
That would be perfect.
All right. It might take some time for me to get in touch with them. Where can I find you?
I'll give her my address.
Okay. All right. I will send you a message.
Thank you. Perfect.
And she kind of makes her way back out.
I just want to make sure it was very much stressed. The dude that Nicholas didn't like, because since he looked nice, maybe he's coming to the party. I just want her to be on high alert.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want anything bad to happen to Nicholas. He's a good boy.
Do you say that out loud to us or no?
When I was telling her about it earlier, I wanted to, like, really stress, like, he was dressed nicely, so he might be someone who you know, and for some reason your dog does not like him.
Well, hey, that's not our problem anymore.
But him's a good boy, and I don't want him to get hurt.
But we want to be associated if that dog kills someone here at this party. Or mauls them. Or both.
Then they had it coming. Him's a good
Also,
boy.
it teleports.
That's true. I whispered, but I really
He deserves a treat.
yeah.
Colt, you can see immediately that globe is magical.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess she was being coy about that orb. Said it'll light your way. It might glow or something. I could check it out if you want. Oh, yeah, that works for me. And you. I guess. I don't know why we're whispering. I don't know why we're sitting here. Yeah, let's go. We don't need to be here
Yeah,
anymore.
let's get out of here.
All right, man, we start leaving.
You head up? Okay.
We got to jump for coming.
Yeah.
On the way out too. Kugal, you got that weird looking script with the weird letters, right? You mind if I look at it for a minute? Sure. All right. I take it as we're walking out, and I just kind of stare at it. Can I like study it? Can I somehow figure out this language or what it is?
Yeah, I would say you probably would need to like find somewhere to sit and like really do it. It's not so much something that's like, let me walk and while I do this.
Okay, I'm gonna hang on to it for a bit. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like crypto quit or something.
I'll figure it out.
Make me a copy too.
I divvy out the 100 gold between us. So everyone has 25 gold.
Yeah.
There we go. So we gotta check back with that guy in a
25.
week at the frame place. See if he can mass produce cult space.
Wait, what?
And then you'll have a letter in the mail about your pets and teleporting pets situation.
Maybe I heard something weird. Maybe it's your things.
Yeah, the guy was kind of pretentious at the frame place. He's like, I don't want to do scam stuff. I was like, it's not going to be scam stuff. We just want like pictures like this. I don't know. We should probably talk to the newspaper guy.
Y'all were together this whole time? What'd y'all do the dog thing for? How'd y'all even? Oh, you just like you were friends with her?
No, I came to inquire about getting a pet.
Oh,
And
She was one of the.
She roped you in
She was one of the
Yeah.
flyers that we took off.
Oh, I see.
That was the thing.
Well, we aren't hurting for coin. I mean, it's cool you did it, but I suppose, yeah, good job. You got more money out of it.
Yeah, thanks for the gold.
Now people know not to fuck with you too.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of reputation earned.
A little bit. That's right. We help rich people and we fuck over poor people.
We defend animals.
we are the salt of the earth.
Hey, there's the group name.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth.
Saltmarsh. We're the Saltmarsh of the earth. The salt of the earth. We're known for assaulting people.
We're known for defending poor, sweet.
We could be Nicholas's pirates. The Nicks.
The salty.
The salty dog. Yeah, the salty dogs. Salty
I tried to
dogs.
tell him that he was only going to take Nicholas from my cold dead hands. I did warn him.
That's true. You didn't warn him.
And now you've marked them.
He didn't listen.
No.
I just said, you finna find out.
And now we got
But-
this
That he
weird.
did.
And now we got this
He
weird note that we took off that dead guy. We don't know what it's for. Why did we even take it?
I double, triple dog dare you to try and steal the
Is that a
first
pun?
dog.
So what do we do now? Just at the end of this person's driveway.
If we see Anders, I'd like to have a chat while there was no one.
Oh yeah, we should go clear a name. We did not intentionally kill those people.
Yeah, I think he said he'd contact us, right, Red?
Yeah, after a while, but I feel like, you know, the fight scene needs just like a hey, this happened. We probably need to file like a guard report or whatever.
I don't think there's really.
Yeah, there
Do I
were
know
no
there's
guards
guards?
around, right?
Saltmarsh is not really a guard
that was
type
kind
of
of
town.
weird.
Like there are guard,
Maybe they
but
just
it's almost kind of like a. It's not as like intense as like the Flaming Fist in Baldur's Gate or anything
God.
like that. It's mostly volunteers.
I read this book once where you serve the royalty and then you become this Thane and then they just kind of look the other way to your crimes. Are we maybe the Thanes here? We're the Thanes of Saltmarsh. That'd be a cool name.
I don't think we're any type of thing. That sounds royal.
Man.
Well,
You're awake.
I kind of finished up. We're fixing our boat mostly.
Oh,
so that's pretty
good.
good.
I read through some of those books and I didn't get anything.
Oh, I left my damn tools down there though. I gotta go
They're
back to that.
gone. I bet they're gone.
Well, maybe they're still there. I
I don't know. With the reputation now, someone probably cleaned them.
Y'all are welcome to come if you want, but I'm heading there just in case.
Do you
Well,
have anything
I'll walk
else?
down. Yeah,
What
I
do
ain't
we-
got nothing to do.
All right, while we're walking, it's like the only other one I got is the do what I used to do. My ticket out of here if things were bad. So if we kill more innocent people, see you later.
Thank you for being open and honest.
They
man.
were.
I
They were
appreciate
not.
that.
They
It was
were
kind of a joke.
innocent.
They weren't innocent. They did attack us first.
Oh,
Trying to lighten the mood.
Hand the glove.
yeah, hand me that orb real quick. I'm gonna do this on the quick. Normally it takes about 10 minutes, but I got a new method. Hold on. That's right.
You hit it with your hammer?
I take out one of the vials that are inside of my gauntlet I have, and I'll kind of just prop the orb up on me and twist the vial a bit, and then flick the top of it, and then I literally pour this liquid on the orb.
Oh, that is interesting.
And immediately when I pour it, a little bit of this colored smoke comes off, and I hold it up and I go, and I cast
Do you think
Identify.
that's a new drug?
Wow.
Is that a new drug?
That tea did something to you.
I was not ready
That tea.
for the
That is
magical
some weird,
incense. Holy
some
shit.
weird magic right there. I don't know what you're doing.
You identify it as some form of drift globe, and it's just this sphere about the size of a softball, that weighs a pound, and if you're within a certain range of it, 60 feet, you can speak the command word, and it will emanate the light spell.
Okay.
It can only be used once per day, and you can speak the command word again to cause it to rise in the air and float no more than about 5 feet off the ground. So it's almost kind of like a little portable floating light,
Okay. This is light though, nothing else.
just light.
Okay.
For now.
It if you cause it to hover, it does that until somebody grabs it, or if you move more than 60 feet away from it, if you get out of that range, it will just go to the ground, but it will attempt to follow you. It's just not very fast.
Gotcha. All right. Soon after I inhale, and all that knowledge slams my brain up. It's a drift globe, Aelin. It
cool.
If you say what's the command word?
Nicholas!
If you say Nicholas to it, it'll start lighting up and float and follow you.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Really neat.
You have to say it with gusto, though.
But you got to say it like, you know that lady and how she's so happy
Yeah.
if it says the elder dog name? I don't want to do it, but that's what you got to do.
Okay. I got it.
But yeah, it'll follow you. It's kind of neat. And I toss the vial to the side and it bounces and then fades away.
I was about to
I was
call
about
you
to
a
say,
litter
are we
bug.
littering?
Yeah.
First we kill innocents, and now we're litters.
Now, back to the wheat. Recycling. One is all and whatnot.
Back to the weed, indeed.
Another vial just forms in my gauntlet.
All right.
You and your magic is something else.
That's some science magic, man. It's like,
Well, I mean,
you
at
know,
first you just like identified like normally. Now you're like doing drugs and whatever, and claim to know things.
Yeah, it kind of hurt a lot when I did it the other way at first. So I tried to take a little bit of it off me and put it more into the technology.
Yeah, but like inhaling the drugs and stuff, that didn't hurt at all.
Well, I coughed a little bit, but other than that, no. Head feels fine now. Clear as day. Clear, in fact.
Fascinating.
And I guess with that, that's where we're going to end it tonight.
All right.
And we'll pick up right there next time. 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
That is the
29.
29th of September. But in between now and then, we have the start of our next campaign, which
It begins next Friday beneath the shattered obelisk. What's down there? I don't know. Can't be good, right? Or maybe it's really good.
7:30, right?
7:30 p.m. Central on this YouTube channel.
Right here.
Live and recorded. So you can watch it later too if you need. But be there live. It's much more fun.
It's more fun. Yeah. So thank you all for being with us here. We appreciate it.
Who's playing?
It will be.
secret. It's not a secret.
He will be one of the players,
I get to play.
as well as a returning member from our Avernus campaign, Mr. Stab Poulet. And then, actually, another player that played with us a while back. He's been in quite a few of our games. I believe he was Sandy Ravage in our most recent game. So we'll have Stubbs with us again, and then a brand new player that y'all have never seen, who is very, very fond of D&D and is excited to play his first campaign.
Very good. I just pictured like the Super Smash Brothers, like a new challenger has arrived.
Like a shaded silhouette.
But it's just a silhouette of Davis.
He's very stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I am very excited to sit on that side. It's weird though. When we had our session 0, it was very weird sitting there.
I look forward to being an in-person DM again.
Yes. So with that, again, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to support it. Like the video if you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.